Hello everyone. Today we are diving into AWS System Manager, one of the powerful services provided by AWS to help manage and automate operational tasks across your infrastructure. In this video, we will be focusing on how to use System Manager to ensure that all your EC2 instances stay compliant, which means keeping them up to date with the latest security patches. And why it is so important? Because in today's world of rapidly evolving security vulnerabilities and CVEs, it is absolutely critical to patch your instances regularly to avoid any security loopholes. But the real challenge is how do you patch running EC2 instances without downtime and in a fully automated way? And that is exactly where AWS System Manager comes in. And the best part is the System Manager is not just limited to EC2 instances. You can manage instances running on premises, in hybrid, and even across multiple cloud providers. So let's get started and explore how you can leverage this powerful service to maintain compliance, reduce risk, and automate your patching workflows efficiently. So, and now the next section is system manager pricing. So the functionality that we are going to use for patching, that functionality is all free. So so for patching specifically, we will be using maintenance window. So there are no additional charges. We will be using compliance. There is no additional charges. And we will be using the patch manager. For that also, there is no additional charges. The run command, state manager, fleet managers. So there is no additional charges to use the AWS system manager for patching purpose. So now how we can start it. So when you go to your AWS system manager, this is how it looks like. The next part is you will go to, so here is in the node tools, you can see all the options. This is also the options like reviews, explore. So this is, you can enable it, but I'm not going into that. This is mostly like a dashboard where you can see all the details together. So we are going into the node tools, and the first part is fleet manager. So you have to click on this fleet managers and start. Like, this is the place that is used to streamline your node management. So if I click on get started, so you will get this screen, and here you can see you can automatically configure EC2 instance as manage instances in your current account and region. So AWS System Manager is a region level specific service. If you have to enable it for all your regions, you have to do it. Or if you are working on AWS organizations, then yes, you can do it for all of them also. So how you can do that? So you click on configure default host management. And here you can see, so this is, as soon as you do this configure default host management, it will automatically configure all your Amazon EC2 instances as managed instances in your current account and the region. And here you can see once it's enabled what you can do. So whenever you have to connect to your EC2 instance, you can use the session manager also. So on the browser, you can just connect to your EC2 instances and do whatever you want to do. And then you can run your daily patch scans, all those things. And here the most important part is when you enable this, and it says that as soon as you enable this, it will configure all your EC2 instances. So it says configure your all EC2 instances, but if you look at the documentation, it says that which all Amazon AMIs have SSM agent pre-installed. So it provides you all the details. So if you are using any of the AMI which does not have SSM agent, then it will not work. You won't be able to see it as a managed nodes. So the only prereq for your EC2 instance is you should have SSM agent installed on that EC2 instance. So mostly it covered all of the Linux based Ubuntu Windows servers, but it doesn't include the Red Hat. So we will see in our demo also, if Red Hat is not, then how does it look like, just to show you the difference. So now we'll go there and we'll just click on this. So here you can see that you need the IAM role for using this functionality. So I have already created this SSM role. So I can show you how does, so currently I just gave the admin level permission. So if I go there, SSM role, you can see it's AWS service SSM. So when you click on create role, you are selecting this SSM, system manager, and then allow SSM to call AWS service. Click next, then you are providing the admin access, and then click next, provide the name, and that's it. So right now we are doing with the admin permission, but yes, you can go with the specific permission also. So now we are again on the system manager, and go to fleet manager, get started, configure, enable, and then here you will just go with SSM role and click on configure. So here you can see it has successfully enabled, right? And right now you can see you don't see anything. So generally, as soon as you create all your EC2 instances, it will come here under fleet manager or manage nodes. You should be able to see it here. So our next step is we will be creating some EC2 instances to see how does that work. So I will just launch some EC2 instance now. Okay, so I have created two instances, so I can show you. I have created this one with the latest AMI that is available, and this one I have created with the old AMI, so that I can show you the non-compliant and compliant for both the instances. And these two I have created in the default VPC, and it is have a public IP and everything. So just wanted to tell you all those things also. So now you can see that it is created, and as soon as you see this, you can see click on connect, and you see session manager, it is enabled, and now you can connect online, I mean on the browser also, and you can do normal stuff whatever you want to do on this particular instances. So that is also one of the benefit of using SSM or system manager, so that you can connect to your EC2 instance and you really don't need the PAM key until unless you have to do any uploading file, because on browser you cannot upload any files and you cannot do the copy paste stuff. But other than that, you can just do normal task directly on this browser. So now we can see both instances are there, and if I click on here, you can see I see two of them as a manage nodes here, and you will see their status as online also, right? So which is good. So now we are getting that details that these two nodes are managed by AWS SSM. Now we will create the maintenance window. So we enable that. Yeah, so now we will create the maintenance window where we can schedule and implement the maintenance task across all our EC2 instances, right? So we will create this maintenance window from here, put the name maintenance window test, and allow schedule to run on targets that are not currently registered with this maintenance window. We can do that. And cron rate expression or rate, so you can schedule the time. For now I'm just putting it every 5 minutes so that we can see it. And now the main part is maintenance window duration and stop initiating task. It means for how long the maintenance window will run. So we have put it as 3 hours, and the stop initiating task. So the time to stop starting any scheduled task before your maintenance window ends. So we put it as 2, and then you can provide the dates also. This is optional, so I'm just putting it. And you can now add the tag. So what is the meaning of tag here? This maintenance window will apply to only those EC2 instances which has this tag. For now, I am just skipping it, but that is the benefit of this tag. So you can create a different maintenance window based on the tags so that it will run on specific instances. And now click on maintenance window. So now you have created it, and now you have to click on task and register the task. So here you can see you are getting lot of options. So for now, we are just trying to use the AWS default patches that it provides, right? So we'll just go register run command task, and then you have a second page. If you go there, AWS run patch baseline, that is the baseline that works for all your Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. And that is the patch baseline that is provided by AWS that you can use it. Select register target group. So we are just selecting, it doesn't matter actually, just put it there. Concurrency, specify the number of targets. So you can provide all the details there, like number of percentage of targets to execute the task at the same time, right? Error threshold, if something failed, then stop the task after this period of time. So you can configure all those things here. And then operation is scan and install. So when you do the scan, it will just do the scan on your EC2 instances. And if you do the install, it will do the install. That means it will install the patches also. So you can do both. It depends what do you want to do. So I mean, generally for the maintenance window, you put the install only because you want to apply the patches. So I'm going with scan as of now, and reboot option. So you can just put it, do you want, if any operation needs reboot your EC2 instances, then you can put that reboot or no reboot. And that's it. Register run command task. Okay, let's just select this. And now in the targets, you need to now select the target. So I'm just choosing manually. You can see specify instance tag also. So you can do that also, but I'm just doing it manually. Okay, so now you can see history because there was no task. So we'll just wait for 5 minutes before it again trigger. Okay, so now you can see in the history that it ran next time also and it is success. So before it started running again, let me just change the expression to 40 minutes so that it will not run again. So now you can check how does it look like. So if we go to the history and if you click on this, click on view details, and here you can see that it uses this AWS run patch baseline. And if you click on this task invocations view details, and here you can see it ran for these two instances and showing as success. And even if you click on these instances and view output, so it is showing all those things. You can ignore all those stuff, but yeah, this is how it looks like. So you did the scan of your patches, right? But now if we go to the patch manager, and this is how it looks like. And if I click on compliance reporting, so here you can see, so before you have not even triggered the maintenance window, you will see that never reported because we did not run anything. But now as we scan our instances, it is showing the details. And as I told you, this is our new AMI, so it has to be compliant only. And this is our old AMI which is missing patches, and here you can see it is missing all these patches. And if I click on these, you can see which all patches it is missing. So this is the way you can use it using maintenance window. You can actually click patch policy also and then do it in that way, but I don't see the need of it. And if you ever want to do the patching now, even you click on patch now, and it is the same option, scan and install, reboot if needed, do not reboot. So you can do these things from here also, but people use the maintenance window also, and that you can schedule it, check the history and register the targets based on the tags, everything you can do. So now if I click on maintenance window, first what we will do, we have created this task and we wanted to edit it because we just have selected the scan for this, right? So this time we will be selecting the install also and click on edit, and then we'll just run this maintenance window again. So let me just click on edit, and every 5 minutes so that it will again trigger. So now it will trigger in next 5 minutes, and then we can validate how does it look like. So while the maintenance window is running, I wanted to show you which patch baseline is getting attached to this instance. So if you look into this and scroll down here, you will see that this baseline. And if you look at this, these are called patch baseline. And the one which is provided by AWS, these are Amazon Linux 2023 default patch baseline. So now the question comes, how did the job find out that this is the patch baseline that they need to find out? So we have applied the document AWS run patch baseline that I have shown you, right? So that is all provided by AWS. It automatically recognize which instance type, which OS it has, like 2023 Ubuntu, Windows, and based on that it will be applying the default patch baseline for that particular instance type. And then you can see here, this is default patch baseline, and then it has the approval rules also. So here you can see that whenever any vulnerabilities comes, it checks like the security and the severity, critical or important. So it wait for 7 days before it approve for that patch, and it does not include non security updates, right? Patch exceptions, approved patches, and all those stuff. So this is the patch baseline that we are using, the default one. But if your company or you have a specific requirements, you can create a custom patch baseline and associate that to use with your document. You can definitely do that. So this is how you can approve patches and then select products in the classification, which all you want to. So you have all the options there, severity, you can put all those things. So all these options are there, but we are using the default one. So now let's go back to the maintenance window, uh, and see where we are right now. So it is still in progress. So let's see how much time it will take and how does it look like. Okay, so it is showing as success. So let's see. So now let's go to patch manager, and now you can see 100% compliant, right? Because that instance got patch, and now if you look into this, it will show you compliant, and now there is no critical, any updates are pending. So it automatically did that. Now let's just go to this instance and see what happened. Did it restart or not? So let me just refresh it and just go to this, click on connect, and just check the uptime of this instance. So you can see up 1 minute. It means this instance got rebooted. So that is where that option is, reboot needed or no reboot. So if you have some system which is production critical, or because of some reason you want to take the control of rebooting any instances, you can have that option selected, no reboot. Or if you have an applications, or I mean, it depends on your configurations. If you can support reboot in an automated way, you can select that option. If you cannot, then no reboot needed. So that is how it works. And if any of instance you create like Red Hat or anything, and if you go to Fleet Manager, it won't show up here. That means that is not managed by SSM or the system manager. So here, one more thing that I wanted to tell you. We created this maintenance window and we registered the task, and we select the register run command task. That is for applying the patches, right? But sometimes, like you want to do some activity on your instance before you apply the patches, right? Like that is where you want to maintain your reboot options and making sure that if reboot option is on, that I want to stop my services, because in EC2 instances, if it is not containerized, it depends on your application if it provides the proper draining functionality or not. And if does not, then you really need to stop that, otherwise it can create a problem with your existing process which are in running state. So that is where it comes. You can create a lambda function to do anything. Your lambda function would be very simple, like just to stop services. So you can just do sudo systemctl and whatever your service name is in from your lambda function, and this is where you can just provide all the details. And you can also select which target groups you want to assign that lambda functions. All those options are there. And then in this Windows task, you have the sequence also, like here, first number which task will run, on second number which task will run. So generally the sequence is stop your task, stop your services, you want to run it first, then this which is actually applying the patches, and the third one which is actually starting all your services after reboot happens. So it all depends on your configuration, but the only thing that I'm telling, that you have all options, that you can do the configuration based on your requirement. And now, like this patch manager, this is your one dashboard where you can see details for all your instances. And if I go to, yeah, here you will see all the details, and you can see patch operation, how many happens, on which instance these happens. You can see all these details also. And now these review node insights, explore node, so you can enable these experiences. Okay, so like if I just click on this, let's just click on this. So they are setting it up, and here you will get all the details of your node. So as I told you, it is like a dashboard kind of stuff that you can set it up to get all the data. And now this is, I set it up for one AWS account. You can have one AWS organization account and set it up in that way also, so that you can see all the pictures, all the details at one place instead of going to each of the account. But this is how the patching happens on all your EC2 instances. And the same thing you can just do it for your on-prem instances also. The only thing which is needed, you need to install the SSM software on your on-prem instances and do the little bit of configurations, and after that you should be able to see all your nodes here. So that is how it works, and this is, it will take a little bit of more time, but thank you.